Hello, everyone, and welcome to Deadly Dungeon, a community dungeon show presented by Regal Goblins and hosted by me, Nik Bowen. We are here today on our 19th episode. We are on the last floor still, which has claimed one party so far as its victims, and we have our next party here to join me in what will be just truly epic. Just looking at these characters, looking at our players, and what they've brought with them in terms of props, it's going to be an absolute show. Please join me in welcoming our Stargate team, starting with Colonel Jack O'Neill.
Hi, I'm Colonel Jack O'Neill. Granite in Discord or Granite Toe 13, I think, in Twitch. I'm a fighter that has a little bit of magic with him. And I am also a sentinel. So it's going to be some fun.
Excellent. The just absolutely brilliant Captain Samantha Carter.
Hi, I'm Shadow 054 in Discord, Scarlet Shadow in Twitch. I'll be playing Captain Samantha Carter, who is a plucky and highly intelligent scientist with deadly aim and accuracy. She is a battlesmith artificer, and I'll also be controlling Malp, who is my steel defender.
Excellent. And then we have the slightly nerdy and beacon of hope, the moral compass of the team, Dr. Daniel Jackson.
Whoa. Easy with the moral compass here, okay? I've watched about 4 hours of Stargate, so I know I am a space Indiana Jones who sneezes and eats candy. I'm excited for the candy. Also, Fifth Avenue was not sold anywhere in the near vicinity of me, so sorry for the hardcore nerds out there. Anyway, I'm Daniel Jackson. I'm a Twilight Cleric. I'm going to do a lot of silly Twilight Cleric things.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the I was gonna say brutal, but just the fierce warrior, savior of his people, Teal'c.
Hello, I am Teal'c of Chulak, formerly First Prime of Apophis, as you can tell by my molten gold head piece here. I am tonight a Circle of Moon Druid, and I'm looking forward to defending SG1 once again.
Excellent. Yeah, we've got our tokens here, and we are ready to dive into the dungeon. Unless there is anything else anyone wants to share, I'm sure we are eager to get into it. Let me go ahead.
Step through the Stargate.
Yes.
Also, for those of you playing the home game, Ben made it 6 minutes taking the mask.
Yep.
Let's
see.
All right. Let me move us over now that I've dragged all of our tokens over to our new map. Oh, not new map. All right. So, SG1, you arrive in this strange room where you hear the sound of cars going by, but only for a moment before the door closes, silencing them. But you find yourself in this strange stone room. But you all are not unfamiliar with stepping into unfamiliar rooms and circumstances. Every time you pass through the Stargate to a new world, there's always risk of anything and everything being on the other side. Your Malp, your reconnaissance drone, is already here in the room. Strangely, there is no Stargate in this room, though. And you're not quite sure how you got here. You don't remember walking into this room. You don't even remember walking through the Stargate to this room. But here you are in this stone and marble-tiled room with quite a few bookshelves. What do you do?
Oh, God. Allergies.
Carter, where are we? What happened?
I don't know, sir. I worked on the automated dialing program for the DHD, and it should have sent us back home, but somehow we happen to be here.
Where's the Stargate?
I don't see it.
I do not recognize this premises. Daniel Jackson, do you know where they are?
Not sure, Teal'c. But hey, check this out. And he spots this chest in the corner. And sniffling begins walking to see what's inside.
Yes. In this room are 4 bookcases, 4 sconces. To your, we'll say north is a door, a double door with sets of runic circles on them. And there's another set of doors to your south that does not. Dr. Jackson, you head over to the chest. Do you open it?
Absolutely.
Inside, you find a pearl of power.
That's a spicy meatball.
What
And then I let everyone know, hey, there's something else we should check out down here.
I'll head down there as Jack and open up the chest to see what's there.
Colonel, inside you find another pearl of power.
Ah, yes!
I
go.
will note here in the chat, the first one you opened is a level 2 spell slot, and this one is a level 1 spell slot.
I think they all have pearls in them.
Well, maybe they'll be of some use, as will these things, as Samantha Carter will open up her pack and hand over to Colonel O'Neill a radiant halberd.
Ooh.
Let's go ahead and
Right, we have an artificer in our party, at level 6, so you have 3 infused items. One of them being a radiant halberd.
How long have you been working on this? It looks nice.
For quite a while. I've got one for you too, and I will hand to Dr. Jackson a spell refueling ring.
I believe that allows for the recovery of a spell slot of
Yes.
a certain level. What level is that?
Up to level 3.
Oh my
now we
God.
can recover a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Wow.
We still have one more chest to go.
So many spells.
So many spells.
Teal.
Teal'c spies the other chest and goes to open the third chest.
Inside you find a parchment paper, and as you unfurl it, you see there are 3 concentric circles in the middle of the page, and as you touch the page, the outermost ring lights up, and at the top it says in plain text, "Cloud of Daggers."
I am going to bring that scroll over here and hand it off to someone else. I'm going to hand it to Samantha Carter. Here,
I'll take a quick look at it. What happens when I grab it?
Teal'c extends the parchment of paper. You see the 3 rings and the title. You don't see any rings lit up. Lit up? Is that the right word? Is that the...
Lit up.
Lit up. And when you grab the paper, Colonel Carter, yes, the outermost ring lights up for you as soon as you are holding it.
Say, Colonel, maybe these are the runes for the local Stargate. Maybe this will help us get home. But I will stop focusing on it after I grab it for a second.
Dr. Daniel Jackson is furiously attuning and looking at the ring. I'm sure looking at some sort of ancient runes that have been inscribed on the side while he attunes to it for the next minute.
Okay. You begin your attunement.
I will also be attuning to the halberd
Okay.
and making it a one of my bonded weapons because I'm an Eldritch Knight.
Right. Yes. I did message, I believe, Shadow about this. So the Runic Knight it's Runic Knight, right? Your subclass?
Oh, sorry, not the Runic, Eldritch Knight.
Or Eldritch Knight. Yeah, do you want to go ahead and link your bonded weapon feature? I know it says that you need to do like a rest, but typically, features that require a rest to like gain the benefit of like a permanent benefit, I'm just kind of allowing that to be retroactively kind of like that rest has happened. So you are actually considered already bonded to the weapons. But in terms of the modification that has been made to it by Colonel Carter, you need to like spend the 1 minute to attune to that. Even though you're bonded to it, it's very strange. You're just getting used to this modification that Colonel Carter has made to your weapon.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you do not need to complete a rest to bond to this. Oh, it's a 1 hour. I guess that's a short rest.
Yeah.
So, Okay. Is anyone doing anything else during this minute of attunement?
I guess I
Teal
might
can-
ask. Go ahead.
Go, Shadow.
I might ask with all the pearls, who's attuning to them as well, because you might as well do all that at once.
Hey, Daniel, catch. Toss him the other pearl.
So I have all the pearls.
Yeah,
Sounds
Alright.
like it. All right, and while Daniel is attuning to every I think you're going to attune to what, 3, Apollo?
You could be attuned
Once.
to 3 items at a time.
Well, there it is. As
There they are.
As he's attuning to everything, I will move over here in the corner, see what looks like a recycling bin, and I will put the scroll of Cloud of Daggers inside it and shut the lid.
Okay. While this pearl is on your person, you can use an action to speak its command word and regain a spell slot. So do you have to remain attuned to the pearl to keep the spell slot? Huh. I guess I always considered a pearl of power kind of like you attune to it to use it, and then right, because these are meant to be able to recover their power at dawn normally, but we don't have dawn here in our dungeon. So I suppose you could like gain the spell slot, use it, and then unattune to the pearl like right away if you needed to attune to something else. Anyway, the scroll of Cloud of Daggers gets put in the chest. The latch closes. This recycling chest starts to tumble and jump and leap around and change direction in the air, change momentum. It begins to sputter and smoke. Sparks fly. And the chest breaks, and among the rubble you find a potion of heroism.
I will definitely take that.
Yes. Excellent. Dog is
Teal
scratching
notices, while Jack is...
Go for it.
Teal'c hands off O'Neill's backpack. He says, Colonel O'Neill, I believe you set this down before we came through the last Stargate. And sets down a backpack next to Colonel O'Neill while he's attuning.
Thanks, Teal. Always looking out.
Something
All
spooked
right.
my doggo.
Hey, Carter and Daniel. Look through these books, see if we can find anything. Might help us out. You guys are the eggheads.
Daniel says, I have a few artifacts I need to attend to first. If anyone else wants to. Yeah,
Mechanically,
I've got 3
please.
minutes.
Yeah. Can he attune to all 3 at the same time, or does he have to attune to them 1 at a time?
You have to attune to things 1 at a time.
Okay.
Because I think it takes your concentration, effectively. That's a good question. Attuned to up to 3 in total. You are limited to just 1. Oh, yeah, because normally it takes like a rest tune. And you can only attune to 1 per rest, typically. So I'm going to say one item per minute. Yes, so this will take several minutes.
Have fun, boys. See you soon.
All right, I think at that, Captain Carter will start perusing through the library and the books, and we'll ask Teal'c for assistance in locating something of interest.
Teal'c will ask Captain Carter, if there's any way he can help her, and will provide assistance in the search.
And what do I see on these bookshelves? I see a whole bunch of different books. Can you give us like a general description?
Yes. In general, of the books whose titles you can read, these are these are works of fiction. They're stories, some you've heard of, some you haven't, but they describe, or at least what the title suggests is like heroic stories of great deeds, combat, a lot of combat, and just achievement in the face of adversity.
Then I think Captain Carter is going to look for something that doesn't look like all of the stories, something that stands out, something that is maybe a little bit more mundane and doesn't fit on these bookshelves.
Okay.
Call it a hunch.
And you're asking Dr. Jackson to assist you with that?
I was asking Teal'c to assist me with that.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
13.
Okay. How much time do you spend searching?
I think I will spend as much time searching as it takes Dr. Jackson to attune to his items.
Okay. In that case... Perfect. I rolled a 12. You beat. So yes, there is a book here that is different than the rest. It is a small book, and if you hadn't been looking for something different than the rest, it probably wouldn't have caught your eye, but it is much shorter than the rest, and it is, in fact, there's just like a pristine line of these books, sorted and arranged somehow in a way that is, all frequently color-coded in some spots and alphabetical, and also grouped by like category and type of story. It's just like really well organized, so you have an easy time kind of like sorting through it, but kind of like pushed back on like the end of one of the rows, almost hidden. You find a little tiny what looks like a journal. It has just got a plain leather binding, and there's nothing on the front or the back.
I think it will catch my eye, and I will pop open that journal and leaf through it while we wait.
All right. You flip through the pages, and you find that almost all of them are blank. The front 2 pages have been torn out, in fact. But there is one page that has some text on it, and it is the front page that hasn't been torn out.
What does it say?
What languages do you speak and read?
I speak and read Common, Dwarvish, and Primordial.
Wonderful. Good thing you read Common, because this isn't Common. If you didn't understand Common, boy, that would be embarrassing.
That would really suck.
All right. This looks like it's someone's journal, scribbled in quite eloquent handwriting. You read the following passage, which I'm just going to copy and paste it here in the chat so everyone can do so. Okay. All right. It says,
Oh.
I've wondered if anyone else in this land has tried what we've been trying. I met some very old elves on my travels and shared some tea and bread with them, exchanging stories and purpose. I could tell one of them was far more powerful than I, but still, he was shocked to see what we could do. We spent an evening viewing a dozen or so of your iterations. She, speechless. Both at the source material of our pretensomancy, but also what it could accomplish. I explained that you've been simulating hundreds of thousands of bifurcations, they weren't even sure what heuristic pattern magic was, and explained that no such thing had ever been used, much less conceived of, on this continent. I could tell they wanted to know more, but they understood the gravity of our mission and were willing to tell me more about the magic of this land. It is insanity. All of them, they all derive their power from the gods. Nothing done without the gods' will. No wonder the people of this land are complacent with Scoria's rule. There's 2 kinds of people, after all. Those who control and those who are controlled. And I think the one truth that our simulations have shown me is that the only kind of champion that can defeat Scoria will have to be someone with a volition great enough to match her own, and a willingness to accept a Pyrrhic victory. And for those of you who do not know what a Pyrrhic victory is, it's a very obscure and archaic word I came across that I absolutely love. An Pyrrhic victory is a victory that inflicts such a devastating toll on the victor that it is tantamount to defeat.
Captain Carter, this sounds like something Daniel Jackson would understand a great deal, and not I. And then I just peer at her with my eyebrows kind of like twitching up and down occasionally.
Yes, many things to think about. Many sacrifices to be made. And I think we kind of wait in silence until we are done with the attunement of items. We can be ready to move forward.
Okay. So, you spent a few rounds collecting items, exchanging them, but it was pretty quick that you started the attunement of all this. So I think on round 32 or so, you finish all of your attunement, Dr. Jackson. It is about halfway through your attunement that you notice the color of this room begin to fade. And by the end of your attunement, things are in severe grayscale, save for all of you, your Malp, the book you carry, Colonel Carter, Captain Carter, sorry, and this door to your north.
Carter, this kind of looks like some kind of Stargate. Why don't you take a look at this?
I think I will examine the door. I don't see anything on the door.
There are 3 concentric circles made up of runes, which conceivably could be, the constellations that, of this galaxy, of this area. If this is ancient technology, designed for interplanetary travel, it's quite a bit different than the Stargate.
While we are scooting around, I say, we'll have to move quickly, but I've got a plan. And then Daniel Jackson will upcast aid at 3rd level on Jack, myself, and Teal'c.
Okay. So you have an extra level 1 spell and an extra level 2 spell, and you're using aid at 3rd level.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
This 3rd level spell will come right back with my spell refueling ring, but I don't know if I'm going to use that right now because the room is fading, so I'll hold on to that for now.
Does the ring take an action or a little bit longer than that? Oh, you linked this earlier.
Would you like me to link it again?
No, I got it here. The creature can recover an expended spell slot as an action.
As an action.
Wonderful. All right. So you cast aid. Everyone's except who? Except you?
Myself will get it.
Carter.
Oh,
Yeah,
except for
Sam is
Carter.
not getting it.
Okay.
And Malp is not getting it because it's just a hit point shield.
Okay. All of
I mean,
you...
we love Malp. We gave it a name. Everyone have
Yes.
feelings towards Malp. It's gonna die.
I forget what MALP means in Stargate. It's Mobile Analytic Laboratory Probe. Wow, what a mouthful.
It was either that or Fred, and Fred. We
Malp
went
is
with Malp.
better.
Yes, MALP is way better. What a mouthful, says Neil in the chat.
Add that to the quote list.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so the 3 of you can increase your max HP by 5 and your current HP.
10.
10.
Oh,
10,
10,
I
right.
outcast it.
Yes. Oh, right, because it's normally 2nd level. Yes, okay. Wow, ooh, that's going to be a lot of HP.
Yes,
It is.
sir.
And for those of you wondering at home, couldn't they just, spend all of their level 3 spell slots? The rules say you can't benefit from multiple instances of the same spell. Or spells of the same name. So, okay. Feeling just, full of vitality, you all converge around this door.
Dan says, all right, just a few more rounds, chat, I promise. And then everyone gets dark vision.
Okay. And that's 300. Oh, I don't have a macro for that. I
don't think we need 300 feet of dark vision.
Whoops, that was wrong. I'm going to update lighting. I'm going to give everyone 120-foot dark vision. And I see these strange little spaces popping up. This is my macro at work. No, it's working. Does the Malp get this effect as well?
No.
No, I think I can target up to 4 with my modifier or my proficiency. Either way,
Okay.
the PCs, not the meat shields.
Okay.
However, I believe Malp has dark vision up to 60 feet. As
Right.
a
Yes.
steel defender.
Yes. Okay. And you can do this as many times as you. Oh no, you can only do this once. All right.
This is correct.
Perfect. Okay.
I put a hand on Teal'c. And I bless.
As soon as he steps closer.
Am I not next to him?
You are now.
Now.
I turn back and I go, Teal'c. Remain ever so vigilant. I believe in you.
Teal'c nods his head in approval, but says absolutely nothing. He does, however, put a hand on Daniel Jackson's shoulder and pull him backwards and says, "Perhaps I should go first, Daniel Jackson."
Daniel Jackson responds with a and then takes his space. And then I promise this is my final action. I will
Prep.
provide guidance to Sam. Say, hey, shoot good. We got this.
I thank you. And then I think I tell everybody to reach out and put their hand on the door. And let's try to activate this mini Stargate. And be ready to move through.
All right. On round, so that was round 36. Jackson starts on round 37, and you all move through the door on round 40. Boop. 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 And boop. So, you all arrive in a room, which I will describe as soon as I start my music. Custom. So, you find yourself in a room just full of crystals of many colors, 4 colors to be particular, purple, blue, orange, and red. These crystals just illuminate the entire room with their reflection, really. Normally, this would be a very dark room with some of these like rays of light coming through a thick fog that hangs above the entire room and obfuscates the space above the room, but there's just this lingering fog and rays of light that dance off of the surfaces of these crystals, providing light all through the room. There is a very hard and almost crystalline floor, but the walls are still solid brick stone. It is very eerie. Noises bounce around, and light almost has kind of like a slight disco effect. With the fog kind of floating around, the light changes a little bit here and there. And as you kind of move around, some surfaces suddenly have just are completely glaring, and you can't see the color on those surfaces. So as you move around, it's really unnerving because it's really hard to tell, if there is anything around. But here you
Carter,
maybe
did
now
you
would be,
just move us to... Oh, go ahead.
Maybe now would be a good time to roll initiative.
Okay.
Teal'c gets to roll at advantage. Can I roll that a second time?
Why does Teal'c get to roll at advantage?
Because of the vigilant blessing.
Ah, yes, you did use a blessing. Wonderful. Okay. I think I was setting
Much
things up
better.
when you said you were using that. That is fine. Okay. Teal'c gets a 19. Oop. Oh, but Jackson has a 20. Go ahead, Dr. Jackson.
I'll turn to the colonel and say, all right, boss, you remember what happened last time we came across these giant blue crystals? Let's say we don't touch these this time?
Yeah, let's not touch these.
He's
Everybody
going
be very
to
careful.
step this way, saying, hey, pointing off to the left path. This way looks fine. I'll watch our back. And he'll take a couple steps over to here, and I'm going to release a bag of caltrops.
Caltrops. Okay. I don't know if I've used the most amusing free image on Roll20 for caltrops. This is it. It is a Lego box.
That's perfect.
So I'm going to scatter that so that it's in the corner of each of those 4 boxes here, or so it centers here. Yeah.
Yes.
How big of an area is caltrops? Is it 1 5-foot or is it 10 feet?
It is 1.
Yeah, so if it's 1 5-foot square, I'll take that and center it like in the middle of one of the boxes.
Oh, I see.
So that it's got corners in each.
Oh, I see.
And that takes an action, so next.
Teal'c.
Teal'c says, with your permission, Colonel O'Neill, I am going to look in this direction. And he points off that way. And he moves to here, which is, I think I didn't measure that. My fault, just a second. 15 feet. And then to here, and he's just going to pause, and he's looking around at the crystals somewhat. He's not hardcore looking at them yet. He's just kind of standing there making some general observations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You note that you're standing beneath one of these rays of light that is descending from somewhere above, but you can't see where through the thick fog. So, are you making a perception check, or are you just kind of hanging out?
Right now, I'm just kind of hanging out.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
yes, go ahead.
I should tell you my passive perception is a 17.
Yes.
Just in case you don't know that.
Yes. I think you all are working with the meta knowledge that last week people were able to identify where some things were in this room.
We didn't account for that.
Right. Okay. You observe nothing out of the ordinary. Well, I guess all of this is out of the ordinary, but
it reminds me of P3X562, where we met the people of Unity.
Yes. Oh, I need one of you to roll me a D4, please. Colonel Carter, will you do the honors, please?
Sure.
3, wonderful. Very fortunate. Okay, it is your turn.
All right. I think Colonel Carter is going to move on to the other side of Teal'c to about here to get a better look at the top part of the room. And then I think after obtaining that potion in the prior room, Colonel Carter is going to drink it right now. Potion of heroism.
Okay. Potion of heroism. Let's link that. Is that the one that gives you basically bless and some temp HP?
That it is.
Okay. For 1 hour after you drink, you gain 10 temporary hit points that last for an hour. For the same duration, you are under the effect of bless. Okay. So go ahead and add your temporary HP, and we will put a little bless token on you for now.
And then with my with my bonus action, I will direct Malp to move over here and stand by Dr. Jackson and protect him. And that is my turn.
Okay. Colonel O'Neill, it is your turn.
Hey, Jackson, stop playing with your toys and come this way. We're all heading to the left. And then
In
I
due
will
time.
move to the up to the left, and without touching them, I'm trying to look to see if these are anything like the ones from the past.
Yes, you're referring to, I think it's Lazarus something. Cold Lazarus is the episode of Stargate SG-1 you're referring to, where it was a yellow desert planet.
P3X562.
Yes. Where you found
the only difference is there's no sand.
Right. Yes.
Staying away from the blue crystal.
I hate sand. Yes, this is where you found Unity, which were beings of energy that lived inside these crystals and could transfer themselves to other beings. And they
see if a face pops out of one of them.
Yes. Your memories, not haunt. You carry your memories of your missions with you, but no, these crystals do not react in any way to your presence. There are no there is no living entity in the crystal you examine.
Cardo, we might want to take some samples back to see if home base would want any of these for research. Maybe we can use the crystals or something.
Probably a good idea there, Colonel. You've got the pick.
And I guess try to pick some of the purple crystal.
Okay. You have a tool. Are you proficient with it?
Probably not.
Okay. Then just give me like an athletics check. Yeah, I think you could break off. You find like a section that has like a thin piece. You're able to just like hit it. But you can tell this crystal is very hard. It takes a couple of good hits to break even a small thin piece. Okay.
And put it in my backpack.
Out of here, moth.
All right. That will bring us to the top of the round with Dr. Jackson.
Sorry, I've got a moth dog bomb in me. If I freak out, it's not RP. Jackson's going to take some of his move. 5, 10, 15, 20. Caltrips in the square directly above him. And then another 10 feet of movement. I know the Caltrips took an action. Can I also perception check now that I'm entering a new area, or is that too many things?
A perception check is an action in and of itself.
Okay. Then I will just look around and be like, oh, wow, crystals, something, something, Stargate. I've only watched 4 hours of Stargate.
It's okay. All right. That brings us to you, Teal'c.
Teal'c is going to move farther in. He is not saying anything because why waste words?
When he can raise his eyebrows.
Yes, when he can just move his eyebrows around and glare at things intensely. That's 25 feet to there. He's going to move 30 feet to there and then start looking at these crystals and seeing again. He's remembering remembering P3X562 and the crystal entities that lived in there. While these crystals look different, he is curious if they might have similar properties.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're trying to just like investigate the crystals to learn something about them, or are
Sure.
you okay?
I'm looking into them to see what's in there. See if I could see anything inside of them. If I can.
Okay, that does sound like a perception check to me.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. What class are you playing?
Circle of the Moon Druid.
That's right. Okay. So you look through the crystals, and they have really opaque surfaces. Like, there isn't really, like, a depth you can perceive about them, much past the first, like, few, like, micrometers. The formations are just all over the place. It looks like there's, in fact, like, the same color, but many different types of these crystals. Given their variance in geometric patterns. It seems like this is intentional, in fact. Like these were brought here or grown here, maybe. It's almost like a garden with, like, you know, you've got your strawberry plant here, your spinach here, you got your red bell pepper here, your blueberries right there, and they're all, like, really close to one another, and clearly different plants, and like, they're even among these orange crystals here, like, there are many different types of crystals here.
This reminds me of things I've seen while serving the Goa'uld, but all the observations I'm making just really come across as various eye shrugs and facial expressions, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Colonel Carter.
All right, Colonel Carter. She's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20 here. And she will pull out her crossbow and start aiming it, readying an attack against any hostile creature that comes within range in this spot.
Okay.
And then I am going to direct Malp to move over here with a bonus action and stand next to Daniel Jackson.
Okay. And this heavy crossbow you have, this is
Yes.
the third infused item. It's a +1.
This is the third infused item. I will link it. It is a repeating shot crossbow.
Now, did you take a minute to attune to this?
You had told us in previous iterations of this dungeon that the artificer is attuned to their items when they walk in.
You are the artificer.
So I did not.
Perfect. Yes, you are attuned to it. Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you have a ready to action to attack?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. All right. That brings us to an orange crystal elemental, who happens to be right here. So, Teal'c, you are, observing the crystals, giving a look around, raising your eyebrows left and right, and suddenly this crystal appears. And you're surprised that it was not observed until this moment when it decides to make its move. But reading what I had linked last week, and I will link it again, they in fact take a perception check, not a passive perception. So you did not hit a 15 on your 13 perception check. But here is the orange crystal elemental. I always struggle with surprise rounds in this format that I've created with initiative. Did I write surprise down? Did I write how that worked? Surprised. I don't think you're surprised. It's just a matter of, normally we just stop and we re-roll as soon as, like, the encounter starts. We re-roll our initiative.
Mhm.
But that would just, like, negate this creature's ability to act.
However you roll it.
Haven't had a lot of rooms with this. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to stick with the initiative we have. I think that's what we're going to do. I'd like to try that out. If we find that it is really shitty, we won't do it again. But we'll go ahead and try it. So, we're gonna go ahead and begin our combat music with the Orange Crystal Elemental, who had a ready to action, but it is now their turn. So they are going to act. So, the Orange Crystal Elemental will go first. They will begin by stepping out of the crystal formation that they were kind of hidden in. They will step right here next to you.
Proc my shot?
Yes. Colonel Carter, out of the corner of your eye, you see this elemental leap out of the crystal formation towards Teal'c, and you lay down covering fire for Teal'c.
Right. I'm going to shoot at it with my heavy crossbow, and I'm going to shoot at it with a sharpshooter shot because I am a sharpshooter.
Excellent.
However,
12 will not hit.
12 will not hit.
Okay. Well, you have Bless.
I think that Bless is factored into that roll.
Oh, is it?
It's a Bless at a 1 and a sharpshooter at a -5, giving me a... Wait a minute.
That listed as magic?
Yeah.
It's not one... Oh, no, that is just one... That's from your crossbow. So you need to roll a d4. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. It's factored into the -4.
I'm pretty sure it's
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Instead of getting a -5, it's a -4 because I rolled a 1 on both of my Blessed dice.
I think
and a 1 on one of my d20s. Yeah.
I don't know why I looked at the -4 and went, yep, that's right for sharpshooter. Maybe I thought the +1 from the magic weapon was right there. Anyway, okay, so that is a 12, and that misses. Okay, so the Orange Crystal Elemental will continue their turn. They are just going to multi-attack you, Teal'c. They will make 2 stab attacks at you, starting the night off with a 24 for 8 piercing damage, and a 22, oof, will hit as well for another 11. So please take 19 piercing damage. Do you have any resistances that might fit here?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, as we saw last week, the Orange Crystal Elemental has dominion over the soul. So you are subjected with each time you're hit by the Orange Crystal Elemental to its soul rend, and you have the choice of losing 5 max HP after damage has been dealt, or lose some sort of class resource, an expendable class resource. Spell slot, a bardic inspiration, something to that effect.
This is just 1 here?
1 for each hit.
So that's 2. Okay.
So you have spell slots, you have wild shapes, and I think and HP.
I think we're going to go with a first level spell slot.
Okay.
Which I will remove from my sheet. And
all right.
The second one is causing me a little bit more thinking.
As you contemplate, I will go ahead and narrate. As the elemental comes to life, you hear the voice of a woman kind of narrating over this battle as it begins. And it is a long bit of text I read last week. I'll go ahead. In the beginning, there were 6 forces of nature existing in the void. Their powers created the universe, blah, blah, blah. They became the eternity shards. The residual energy of these forces made the shards sentient. And they rose up as primordial beings. The shards bickered about their role in the world. Eventually, 4 of them turned on the other 2, slaying them. Now they oversee the gods and the world, taking turns slumbering and resting. What would it be like to face the avatars of these primordial energies, says the voice, lingering with this question as you are struck, Teal'c.
Ooh, it would definitely raise my eyebrows. I'm going to go for reducing the max HP by 5 for the second one.
All right. And yeah, you have some temp HP, right? You were
I do
benefiting
not.
from that? Oh, no. Okay. That's too bad. All right.
I concur.
Indeed, it says. And that will be the end of the Orange Crystal Elemental's turn. Colonel O'Neill.
Jack will move around the purple 30 feet in between the elemental and Carter.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have reach, we will attack with the halberd.
Oh, you have the halberd. The elemental is going to use its reaction. It is going to glare. It is standing here, boop, in a beam of light, which it is going to use to reflect light in your face, Colonel O'Neill. So until the start of your next turn, your attacks have disadvantage on attack, or you have disadvantage on attack rolls that rely on sight. I assume you do not have blind sight.
I do not.
So you will have disadvantage, which I'll note with like a minus die, but a 16 still hits. 11. And with your halberd, you swing it against the hard body of the crystal elemental, and your strike doesn't feel like it is doing all of the damage you expect it to. They have resistance against non-magic. Oh wait, it's
a magical weapon.
It is a radiant weapon, in fact. So
Yes.
you hit just as much as you'd expect. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Use my second attack to hit it. Try to hit it again.
An 8
Looks like it
will
doesn't happen.
miss.
But I will use my bonus action as a polearm master to hit it with the butt head.
Yes. An
Which
11
I think
will
it beats.
miss.
11 misses also.
Okay.
And then I will stand my ground.
All right. We then have a couple more creatures who are going to take their actions, having both rolled the same 9 initiative order. So over here, popping up from the crystals are the red crystal elemental and the purple one. And they are going to begin moving. 10 feet for the red, 15 gets them out of the crystals, 20, 25, 30, and they will dash. 5, 10, I've got 20 feet of movement left. I will bring them right here. And now the purple crystal elemental will go by, that's 10, 15, 25, 30, and they will dash. Oh,
Aren't they on caltrops?
They don't even see these caltrops, I think. Like, they're just gonna go right through them. So I'm gonna put them right here, and they are subject to the caltrops. So any creature that enters the area must succeed on a DC 15 Dex saving throw or stop moving this turn and take 1 piercing damage. They have really crappy Dex. So the purple crystal elemental will stop. They will take 1 piercing damage, which this is not magic. These are not magical caltrops. So I think 1 rounded down is 0. But
Can
they
you ever
moving.
not take damage from a damaging ability, though?
I'm sorry?
Can you get a damaging ability that hits you and take no damage
Yes, I think so.
without immunity?
Distance damage of 1. Is a raging barbarian immune to 1 damage attacks? There is no minimum damage value.
Okay.
Yes.
Stops.
Yeah. So it does stop. Taking this damage reduces the creature's walking speed by 10 until the creature regains at least 1 hit point. Okay, so this one is... Oops, I moved the caltrops there. It is slowed, so that is a permanent effect until it regains HP. So I am going to put a sort of like foot symbol on this one to remind myself of its speed. So it stops, and I think it's gonna like... Oh, it dashed, so this is where it stops, and it has no action. Dr. Jackson.
I appear to have vision of Jack and Teal'c,
Yes.
correct? So I am going to
Actually, really
warn
quickly,
them.
can you give me 1 moment?
Sure thing, boss.
Colonel Carter, you have guidance on you. Does guidance work on just your next roll?
It's only on ability checks.
Oh, ability checks. And it's once before the spell ends, so you do have the choice. Okay, gotcha.
And he's about to not have it anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. on round 46. This is 40.
Nope.
Don't even calculate it.
Right now.
Okay.
Right now, it's going down. I'm going to cast Bless on myself, Teal'c, and Jack.
Okay.
I need to click the thing. Where's my character sheet? And then I need to move because I don't want to be standing here anymore. This will be cast at level 1 because Sam is already under a Bless effect.
Yes.
So we don't need to burn a higher spell slot for that. Movement, and then I'll decrease my spell slot. I'm perfectly content hanging out right here.
Okay. You don't want to give the bump it up to level 2 and give it to the Mel?
No, it can die. I have no feelings towards this Yoshi that will be soon chucked into a pit.
Okay. At the end of your turn, I will tick your concentration clock down from 10 with the 0 to a 9. I'll just need to not forget that. Okay. That brings us to Teal'c.
Teal'c is going to move right here and cast Thunder Wave at level 2.
Ooh. Okay.
And
Can you link the speech bubble part?
yeah. Oh, that failed, didn't it? Let's try that this way.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. So this emanates from you and is a 15-foot cube. A wave of thunderous force sweeps up from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a con save. So you're just directing it north, I assume.
Yes.
So that you don't hit
Yeah.
O'Neill.
Yep.
Okay, so it must make a DC 15 con save. Good thing they have high con. They fail, however. They rolled a natural 8. And they are going to take 17 damage from your level 2 Thunder Wave.
Yes.
Okay, so 17, and they are vulnerable to thunder. So this is, in fact, just as your wave of thunder, which feel free to describe. They're just like the brunt, like the faces of it that are hit.
I take my staff and just slam it down on the ground right in front of him, and this wave of thunder shoots into this crystal entity that just wrecked my day a minute ago, and then I give it the old one eyebrow raise look.
Yeah, and like they have like a head, but not really a face, but just the whole front of it, just like it is cracked, like cracked glass, or like a broken crystal along the front, and it looks really worse for wear.
And it does get shoved backwards 10 feet as well.
It does. 5, 10. There we go.
And now that this space is nicely opened, I am going to wild shape into a bear.
All right.
Into Teal'c bear.
You have a number of these sheets prepared with. You already got it. There we go.
Okay, I got it.
You got it. And I'm gonna drop Teal'c out of the way right here.
Okay.
Where he will have limited vision and no effect on the battle. Okay. Would you like to take average HP or roll for it?
This is always. I love to roll. I love to roll the dice, Alex. I'm gonna roll.
All right. I think if you go to the character sheet, you can just click that 5d10. Oh my god. Average is 51, y'all. This was real low. 2 high dice and 3 low. Oof. Okay. Go ahead and mark 37 out of 37 on there.
Fantastic. That's gotcha.
And then I think I need to make this visible to everyone. Okay.
Now he still has Teal'c bear still has bless and all that stuff too.
Yes, so. You still have bless. It looks like you've fitted the sheet to have your mental stats, but the physical stats of the bear, which looks good. So yes, you are under the effects of bless still.
Cool.
All right, so Thunder Wave, and then a bonus action Wild Shape, which for you is a bonus action, right, as a Moon Druid?
Correct. Yep,
Okay.
6th level Moon Druid is a bonus shape. Yes.
Okay, cool. That looks like it's your turn. Colonel Carter.
All right. Colonel Carter is going to swing her crossbow round, and this time we're not going to use sharpshooter. We're going to take 2 regular shots at the orange elemental.
Okay.
Now, I know there's a whole bunch of stuff in the way, but Colonel Carter is a sharpshooter, and I ignore 1/2 and 3/4 cover.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm gonna in the chat, we had it pointed out by Rumble here. I'm just gonna zoom in on this for chat. Painted on to all of Teal'c's tokens are the Apophis symbol worn by the Jaffa that serve up the god Apophis. I love these tokens. You all put so much thought and care into them.
I've got
Okay.
amazing Microsoft Paint skills. That's all I've got.
So good. Shadow, thank you for the reminder that you ignore cover. I'm sure you'll have to tell me more than once. Go ahead
It's all
and
good.
make your attacks.
First one comes in at a 20.
20 is a hit.
All right.
This
There's
is
11
also
piercing.
considered a magical crossbow.
It is. And then the second shot coming in at a 17.
17 will hit.
All right. There's
So
15
15
from
more
that one. That's a
damage.
10 on the D10.
What do your bolts... Is this skin to be a P90 or some
This
other,
is
like a Zat Nicotel or
absolutely a
something?
P90.
Okay. Just let
Yep.
loose and the bullets
Let
just
loose.
burst into the crystal. Chunks are
Cracking
blown
it.
off of the arms
Yep.
and legs, the shoulders. It has bullets embedded in its chest now. It is not
Okay,
looking
and
good.
I'm going to hold my position here, and with my bonus action, I'm going to tell Malp to move to right here. And can I ready a shove action if something comes within my threat range?
For you or for the Malp?
For the Malp.
Ooh, can Steel Defender ready in action? I think so. The only actions that a Steel Defender or Homunculus Servant cannot use are the Ready and Use Object action, according to D&D Beyond.
So they cannot ready an action.
Let me look at... Is born you a companion, a Steel Defender. It's ready. It is friendly to you and your companions and obeys your commands. Blah blah blah. You determine its appearance, if it has 2 legs or 4 or wheels in this case. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action. It cannot ready an action. Oh wait.
It says right after the dodge action, though, it says unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action.
That
That action can be one in its stat block or some other action. So I would command it to shove
that's
anything
fine.
that was in its range.
I don't know what this person on D&D Beyond forums is fucking saying. Idiot. Get out of here.
Get roasted, nerd.
That's right.
It was probably
You
a friend of
see
mine.
a couple small retractable arms come out of Malp and just stand there at the ready to push something backwards if it comes within range.
Okay, so it is readying a shove. I'll just put like a hand on it. There we go. Shove. Okay. The orange crystal elemental will go. They recover their reaction. Oh, whoops! I was clicking the polar bear. So a orange crystal elemental has been shoved into the corner and doesn't really have any choice but to start stabbing away at the polar bear. Both hits.
Yes, they do.
You will take 22 piercing damage and need to suffer from the soul rend. As highlighted last week, this either can come from your class stuff or your current form's max HP.
I think the polar bear is going to lose 10 HP,
Yes,
max HP. I
that's
think
fine.
that might be the best way to go.
Yeah, I think this is a cool way to follow one of my principles, which of Deadly Dungeon, which is let each class shine at what it's good at.
But and to
Yeah, you're more
RP
healthy.
that this bear that was big, you see, it looks like it almost withered a little bit as the soul rend of the crystal attacks him.
Let's see. I think this is where the crystal elemental will end its turn. Colonel O'Neill.
Colonel O'Neill will come up beside the bear, and with its reach, attack the.
A 14.
Oh well, hold on. I forgot. I have bless.
Yes. This is with disadvantage, but a 17 will hit.
Why is it disadvantage?
Because he's blinded by the glare from the orange. Oh no! The orange elemental had their turn already. Yep. You are no longer glared. So 17 is still a hit.
Yep.
Or 8 with the radiant weapon.
Yep. And we'll hit him again, or not.
No, that
Well,
is a
thank
miss.
you. And then my bonus action with the butt of it.
Ooh, 23 for that D4 plus.
Hey,
Do you get
6 works.
its strength on that? My God, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
We have included it in. You're welcome to look it up if you're not sure, but I don't see how on any strength-based attack you wouldn't get a strength bonus to damage.
Because it's definitely not like an offhand attack. So yeah,
Right.
that's fine. Okay, anything else, Colonel O'Neill?
I will stand ready.
All right, the red crystal elemental will continue shambling over 10 or 5, 10 here, 15, 20, 25. I think through you could because you. Oh no, you
I
don't
was
have
about
Sentinel.
to ask.
Do you
Yes,
have
I do.
Oh, you have Sentinel and Polar Master?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh no. Yeah, I think there is a small
Okay.
gap between the crystals you could make an attack through.
Okay. I was about to ask about that.
Yeah. That is a hit, which is going to reduce the red crystal
Nice.
elemental speed to 0.
And he'll take 8.
And it will take 8 damage. And it is not in the light right now. It just left the light.
Yep.
So it is going to ready an action. The purple crystal elemental will go. It kind of like glances at its leg and notices the caltrops, and it is going to leap square. Does this make it difficult terrain? I should double check.
Hopefully it procs another 1 damage and stops it, because it's a big dumb crystal beast.
It did, but it did not enter the area. It
That's
has
fair.
already entered. A creature moving through this area at half speed doesn't need to make the save. So I think it will just move slowly to get out of the way. 10 feet,
Wonderful.
15, 20, 25.
So it's dashing.
Because
Oh,
it has
yes,
less
it is,
movement.
right.
'Cause
So 30 with a dash, 35, 40.
Rocking a ready to action from Malp.
Yes, it's going to make a shove attack.
All right, Malp will try to shove. Thankfully, steel defenders are proficient in athletics, but a 12 may not do it. Nope.
No. Okay. That is the Malp's reaction. Use that. The action. And the crystal elemental is just going to hang tight here. Dr. Jackson. Has it really only been 1 turn since you cast Bless? Oh my goodness.
It really has only been 1 turn.
Wow.
We were young men then, weren't we? All right. Dr. Jackson, after seeing the wild success of the last round of caltrips, is just going to repeat that. He's going to come 5, 10. This square right here between him and Malp is now caltrip territory.
Okay, that's your action.
Yep. 15. Now I've got sight on everything if I want it. And for flavor, I'm going to eat a candy bar.
Wonderful. Teal'c.
Can you update the bear's vision to the same
Oh,
blind
yes.
sight? Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it hasn't been a big deal since I
There
haven't
you
done.
go.
Ooh, look at that! All right.
Did that update for you right away?
Oh, perfectly. Yes,
Great.
yes. Teal'c bear cocks one eyebrow up and looks at the crystal elemental to the north and goes to try to bite into it.
Oh my god. 16 hits.
Just going to add my bless just because I feel good about that.
Excellent.
Does feel good.
And are your attacks are magical as a level 6 druid, right? Moon
Level
druid?
6 moon druid. Oh, yep.
Okay. 10 damage brings the orange crystal elemental's HP bar to that.
Woo. I am going to make a second attack with my claw.
Do polar bears have multi-attack?
They do.
Okay.
It's a 27 with bless.
That is going to be enough to do it. Okay, so you're clawing into it this time. So you just swipe at the orange crystal elemental, whose body is just like completely covered at this point in bullet holes, broken chunks, thunder wave cracks, and you just like completely go through the center of it. And as you do, the orange crystal elemental begins to like the sharded pieces begin to rattle, and the elemental explodes. When the elemental drops to 0 hit points, which you are doing here, it shatters and explodes. Any creature within 10 feet of the elemental must make a dex saving throw. I thought I updated this. Oh, I must have updated it in a different... I actually have a different sheet for each one of these elementals. It is DC 15 dex saving throw. Or take 2d8 piercing damage from the shards. Can I have Colonel O'Neill and Teal'c make me dex saving throws, please?
Nice.
That's the polar bear, right? I need to add 4 to that, but that's not going to make a difference.
Get to 15.
Yeah. Okay.
Average.
So, oh my god. Teal'c, take 4. Colonel O'Neill, take 2 piercing damage as the elemental explodes.
What a wimpy little boom.
And within, dropping to the floor, is a vial. Or a potion bottle, rather.
We're getting the best loot rolls.
And Teal'c gets to move still, right?
Yes. Yep.
So Teal'c is...
And this is exploded, so I'm just going to drop it into the GM layer.
Okay. Teal'c's going to move back to there.
Okay.
And hold that position.
All right, that will bring us to Colonel Carter.
All right, Colonel Carter is going to reach into one of her packs, throw something out towards the purple crystal elemental, and I'm going to cast Web.
Oh.
And I would like to hit this area
One
right
moment.
there.
Okay. I have a good web.
Do you want me to get rid of my box?
Sure. Make it a nice bright, like, color.
Excellent.
Okay.
Pink works.
All right.
And then for my bonus action, I will direct Malp to disengage. And move back here, take a step here, and then a step back here.
Okay. Alp has its reaction back. So, you are concentrating on a spell. Lasts for an hour. Oh boy. Long concentrate. 20-foot cube. There is area on the sides. So there's no ceiling, remember? Like there is a fog hanging above you all. But there is, these tall crystal shards on either side that I think the webs can stick to.
If need be, I can move that 5 feet up, but I picked a spot that I thought had crystals to attach it to.
I think that's good. I think that's thematically appropriate, or you could even do like that if you wanted.
Well, I couldn't have done that without catching Malp, so I prefer the first
one. Oh, right. Yeah, that's fine. I think this is fine. Okay, so each creature that starts its turn in the webs or enters them must do the things. So, Okay. Bonus action? Movement?
I've directed with my
Oh,
bonus action mouth to move back. I am going to stay right where I am for now.
Colonel O'Neill.
Gonna go hitting through the crystals at the red one.
Yes. 17 will
17.
hit. 7.
24, I'm guessing will hit.
Yes, for another 8.
And then the backhand
19 will hit.
for 7. And then I will move to on top of the
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 plus, yeah. I will move on top of the potion
Okay.
and wait
Pick it up?
for the red to move.
Oh, okay.
I already used my bonus action and my regular action, so I don't think I
You have
can.
a
I?
free action, right?
A free action to pick it up, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and add a potion of greater healing to your character sheet.
Nice.
Meanwhile, the red crystal elemental will go. Their readied action does not go off. So they will begin advancing. 5.
Okay. Stop there.
A 14 does not hit.
14 not hit.
Aw,
Dang.
bad.
Yeah. Oof.
It's fine.
That's your bless. You don't have anything else, I think. Okay,
Nope.
so the red crystal elemental will close with you, and it is going to wait. Oh shoot! I've completely forgotten about the red crystal's abilities. I'm gonna start doing that now.
We've been rolling pretty high even on the first
Yeah,
hit.
yeah, I think so.
I've been looking at it. I'm pretty sure we've hit it every time.
Okay.
Regardless.
All right, so the red crystal elemental is going to multi-attack you, Colonel O'Neill, with 2 stab attacks, an 18 and a 10.
We will do. Actually, I can't, so I will end up taking. How much do I take?
For the
'Cause
18,
is 18.
you take 9 damage. Sing. And then the purple elemental will go next. It begins its turn in the web. So each creature that starts its turn in the web or that enters them must, during its turn, must make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the webs or until it breaks free. They can use a strength check to try and break out. So it will make a dexterity saving throw. Is your spell save 15?
My spell save is 15.
Okay.
Yes.
We learned last week that sometimes the card doesn't give the right number. Okay, this crystal elemental will make a natural 20.
Right out of it.
Right out. So I'm going to just move this off to the side for a second. As it advances for 5.
Isn't it 10 because the web is still difficult terrain?
Ooh.
Or with a successful, I haven't read.
On a failed save, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say what happens on a success. A creature restrained. If it succeeds, it is no longer restrained.
Never mind. I redact that line of argument. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I don't think this says anything about difficult terrain at any point.
The webs are difficult terrain
Oh.
is the second or third sentence down.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. And lightly obscure. Yeah, so I guess it is still difficult terrain. So that's 10 feet. And it's going to move carefully. How does that work? Okay. If you move, what is the rule on Caltrop here? A creature moving through the area at half speed doesn't need to make the save. So half speed and difficult terrain, is that 20 feet of movement? Or is that just 10?
I mean, it's going to stop as soon as it hits the caltrops anyway.
Well, but if it's moving carefully, it doesn't need to stop.
Does it know that it's there?
Yeah, you did it right in front of it. It was standing.
Okay. It was also in a web at the time. I'm just checking.
No, you threw those caltrops before the web.
It's all right. Yeah, web's
Oh, no,
after me. Never
I'm
mind.
sure it's already stepped on one. I'm sure it can see
Okay.
it if it looks.
It's gonna. Well, either way, I think it needs to go. This is 20 feet of movement, and it needs to dash to close with you. So it is going to dash and carefully move. And that will be its turn.
All right.
Dr. Jackson.
Well, I was going to spread more caltrips, but now I have to look at my attacks. One moment, please.
Props.
Was its speed also reduced from the first caltrop by 10?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to... I don't really want to drop Bless, but I think I'm going to have to drop Bless. I'm going to drop Concentration on Bless. I'll be casting Spiritual Weapon.
Spiritual weapon isn't concentration, is it?
It is
Nope.
not concentration.
Aha.
I take it back. I'm not dropping anything, boss. Spiritual Weapon comes out, because I thought
Okay.
everything was concentration from a cleric.
Okay.
I'm casting it in the form of a book, because Dan is a big old nerd.
Big old nerd. All right, we've got loads of book tokens here. I could use. Do you have a particular color?
I lean into my Stargate friends on the team to tell me what color.
Dusty.
Dusty. I've got a brown
Dusty.
book.
Green.
Oh, green. I got a green book. Funk. Where
But anyway, I also crit with Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right there. 26. Okay. Where do you summon it exactly?
Can I summon it in its square, or can I summon it above Malp? Like it doesn't take up its own whole square, does it? It's just a floaty
Yeah,
weapon.
I think yeah, because like it doesn't. It's not a creature, so it doesn't impose like attacks of opportunity, and people can move into its square and stuff. So I think right there is fine. So you crit. Go ahead and that is your bonus action to cast this. So that is 13 force damage. Wow. The purple elemental takes 13 damage.
Mark the spell slot. I have a real weapon, right? Yeah, I got a flail. I'm just gonna whack it with a flail because it's right up in my face and caltrips aren't gonna do anything with it.
Okay, a 13 misses.
And I'll hold ground because
Okay.
that's a good idea.
All right. That brings us to Teal'c.
All right. Polar Bear Teal'c is moving up here to help out and making his bite. Let me add the D4 to that.
Ooh. Is that enough?
That is a 16, which hits. So
Nice.
the red crystal elemental, you swipe at it with or I guess you strike out with your fangs, and your teeth, I guess, hit crystal not where you expect them to, because in fact the red crystal elemental has been shaping reality with its power. It effectively has the same power as a disruptor beast or displacer beast. And you negate that effect. It stops displacing, projecting its image somewhere else. So you hit it.
Excellent.
Roll damage, please. 10 piercing magical fang damage.
And then I'm gonna, now that I can clearly see it, swipe at it with my claws.
A 22 hits for another 11. Very good.
And I kind of let out a little bear grunt, but not much.
All right. Colonel Carter.
Colonel Carter is going to step 5 feet this way and then aim a crossbow shot at the purple elemental. 2 of them coming in.
Okay. 28
There's a
will
28
hit.
for 15
15.
damage. And then a 15
Will not hit.
will not hit. And then with her bonus action, she's going to direct Malp to Force Empowered Rend and slash at the purple elemental For an 18, does that hit?
An 18 does hit. Yes.
Wonderful. And he will take 6 force damage.
All right.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. Colonel O'Neill, it is your turn.
Well, let's see if we can get rid of this red one here.
A 21.
It's not. Yeah, and it's not doing its shape. Or doing
No, I think
for you.
it is disrupted until the end of its next turn. Yes, so you hit it. For another 10.
10. And we will attempt to do it again. I don't think a 15 hits, so.
No, just shy of its 16 AC.
But the back end hits.
The pommel attack hits for another 8. It is got some big cracks where y'all have been striking and biting it.
And I will stand my ground.
All right. The red crystal elemental standing their ground will go next. They will multi-attack. I think they're going to focus you, Teal'c. They will start with a stab attack against you. With a 22 will hit.
Ooh.
As part of my thing, a creature within 5 feet of me gets an attack against it by other than you.
Yep.
I can use this feat to make a reaction to attack.
Okay, Colonel O'Neill uses his reaction to attack with the halberd. So Teal'c, you take 13, but so does this elemental.
Oh, so close.
Close. Ah.
That's going to drop Teal'c Bear to 0, and 2 more transfers over to Teal'c.
Okay.
You can place them in anywhere of those 4 spots, right?
Yes. Feel free. I don't think there's an official ruling on it. So whatever, wherever you want is fine. Okay. Having smacked you real good, Teal'c, I think it's going to follow through on you with another stab attack. So Teal'c, a 16?
That is my armor class.
Ooh. Ouch. Take another 13 piercing damage. And the crystal elemental is basically just going to be like... It looks very desperate. Like its body language lets you know that it knows it is hurting. It's trying to find a way through. It's trying to like see if there's a gap it can squeeze through, but you all are holding your ground and not letting it. Meanwhile, the purple elemental, being very careful, having placed its feet, not on top of Caltrops, now receiving this huge blow from this book that suddenly appeared, and also being struck by the Malp arm, the probe arm that extends with its claw and just like hits it. It's not happy. But Dr. Jackson, you have been, muttering strange words, weaving magic, and the purple crystal elemental is going to focus you. Now, the purple crystal elemental has domain over power. As the embodiment of power, its attacks deal an additional die of damage, and it has increased AC. So note that these attacks are going to be different.
Malp will use his reaction to attempt to deflect the first attack.
Okay. The first attack will have disadvantage. A 19 against Dr. Jackson will hit.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Jackson, go ahead and take 13. Oh, wait. That is missing. Oh, I didn't update this correctly. Did I?
Plus D8 then?
Let me add that extra. So that'll be 13 plus 2 is 15 piercing damage. Dr. Jackson, please give me a concentration saving throw.
Concentration.
That is a pass. Second attack against you, Dr. Jackson. A 13 will miss.
Nice.
Okay. And that will be the Crystal Elemental's turn. So it is your turn, Dr. Jackson.
That could have gotten way worse. Hit him with the book.
Hit him with the book. I'm going to tick your Bless concentration down. That is a hit. And this
Oh,
lasts for
shitty roll.
was this a minute? This lasts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think this fight will be over by then. So that's a hit for 4 force damage.
I believe that's a bonus action.
That is, yes. Yep.
I'm gonna take the dodge action.
Okay. Dr. Jackson is a dodgin'. Teal'c.
All right. Teal'c is going to disengage from the red crystal,
Mm-hmm.
and that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And because he took the disengage action, he can't actually take another action, but he's moved around behind this purple crystal that is attacking his friends.
Yes. Bonus action wild shape.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Colonel Carter.
All right, Colonel Carter is going to. Can I move to the square above me here? Well, I don't think I'll be able to see the purple crystal on that. So ignore that for a minute.
I
Because
think
I'm
you
just
could.
going to shoot it from right here.
I think you could, but
Yeah, but mechanically it won't help me.
I
So
think you'd have to
actually,
kind of
I
crouch
can
to get
move-
under there.
I can move to here and still see it, though, can I?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Especially since you're sharpshooter, there's
Right.
definitely some crystals, blocking, but
Mhm.
you are Colonel Carter.
All right, so from right there, I'm going to shoot the purple crystal elemental. I'm going to do regular shots.
Okay.
There's a crit.
That is
Yes.
a crit. Oof.
It will take 18.
Big damage.
And second one coming in for a 15, which probably won't be enough. I think
No.
it said it had 18 AC.
That's right.
And then I will direct Malp, who will regain his reaction,
Yes.
to force empowered rend against the purple crystal elemental, but an 11, I believe, will miss. And that will be my turn.
Colonel O'Neill.
All right, we will attack and hopefully put this red one out of its misery.
A 23 will put it out of its misery.
Now, can I move and then make my second attack still?
Yes,
remember.
yes. You can specifically break up the attack action with movement. But first, the
Yep.
red crystal elemental will explode with a shatter. It will deal 2d8 unless you make a DC 15 dex save. Oh, a 13,
I do
not
not.
quite. So go ahead and take 6 piercing damage. And as it explodes, the crystal elemental drops a scroll.
All right.
Okay, go ahead and finish your action if you like.
I can move through this space here and
Y-
take out a space
yes, yeah, that's fine.
here. And because of my reach, I will hit the purple.
Oh, that's right. A 21 will hit.
For 10 more, and then the bonus action.
25, the pummel hits. 6.
And then I will take a step back,
Very good.
because that's all my movement.
All right. The purple crystal elemental will go. They noting Colonel Neal and Colonel Carter hiding, strategically in, a flanking position. The Malp in a defensive stance and Teal'c circling. It is displeased, but it is wise. Well, no, it's not. It has 5 int, but I am wise, and I know your caster is gonna annoy the hell out of me if I don't deal with him. So I'm gonna continue attacking Dr. Jackson.
I will impose a deflection from Malp on the first attack with my reaction.
Thank you.
I already have disadvantage. I'm dodging.
Oh, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Oh well,
Okay,
I've already declared it.
that's
That's
all right.
fine. Super disadvantage. Let's go.
Yes.
14 misses. A 24 will hit.
Yeah, 24 hits.
For
There you go.
that
Did
is
it.
16 damage. That there's the extra die there. I added.
He's fine. I got plenty of caltrips left.
All right, it is your turn, Dr. Jackson.
Disengage.
Okay.
And cheese it. What's the deal with me moving through Carter and O'Neill's spaces? Half
It is
movement?
half movement.
So 5, 10, 20. Yeah, I can get to that light beam. So, like this. Nope. Like this. Bing. Right. Moving through Carter's space would be 10, so that's 25.
Yep.
And
Perfect.
I'm going to spiritual weapon bomb.
Okay. That is a natural 1.
Yikers. Yep, that's going to be that.
I have to see the target when you make that?
I can see more than 3/4 of this purple beast based off of your terrain.
With your lighting effect, you have a
Yeah.
straight line coming down through there.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That will bring us to Teal'c.
Oh, hang on.
I'm sorry.
We need to rewind. I got hit, and I'm concentrating on bless.
Oh, that's right.
Reverse. Gotta keep it on.
Reverse. Thank you.
It's
That's
fine.
Nice.
Show fine.
It's totally fine. All right, Teal'c.
Teal'c's going to take one step back and pull out his staff and shoot from his staff. It's really just going to be produce flame, but...
Okay, that is an 18, which hits. 18 AC.
Big damage. Come on.
Come on.
6 fire damage. All right. Oh my god, that's 2d8, and you rolled a 6.
I know.
Oh boy. All right. Colonel Carter.
Colonel Carter is going to fire away. First shot coming in at a 27 for 12.
That is exactly its HP. The purple crystal
Wonderful.
elemental is going to shatter. Your bullets, it's like season 7 or 8, maybe even 9. There's a scene where the Jaffa, Teal'c is a Jaffa, they're showing off how their staff weapons and Zatnikatels are super strong, and they think, oh, your little tiny P90s, they suck. And they're being like super sexist against Colonel Carter, or I think it's Colonel Carter at that point.
I think, it is.
And she's just like, oh yeah, let me show you. And they've got these huge tree trunks hung up on strings, and she just like lets loose, and every single bullet just explodes like bark off of and wood off of it. And then she just points it up and she shoots the string, and it drops. And it is just a badass moment in the show. For Colonel Carter, and that's exactly what happens here. I think you just let loose and explode this thing, and you can't even tell the difference between your bullets hitting it and exploding shards and it exploding, but it explodes. The mouth needs to make a DC 15. Oh no, that is the wrong thing. This is shatter. DC 15 Dex saving throw or take 2d8. However, this is again the empowered one, so it deals an additional die. So this will be 3d8.
I think that's a pass.
Is a pass, and it will take 7 damage instead.
All right.
And thing behind the crystal drops another scroll for you.
Wonderful.
Drop that into the player. I will drop a scroll right here, and I will kill our. Well done.
All right.
Good work, boys.
Word.
Captain Carter, as always, you have proven yourself in battle. And nods.
Over here, towards the north, many of you have probably noted there's this massive prismatic crystal covering an exit way. That crystal begins to crack and crack and crack, and eventually it will explode as well, leaving you, as well as a chest. Anything else, Colonel Carter?
Is this a good point to take a quick break?
Yes, let's go ahead and take a break. We will be right back to pick up the scrolls and see what else lies beyond with Deadly Dungeon.